What's going on, guys? Waco from Revolution here with. So I recently wrote an article about the three kings of independent watchmaking, right? And I want people to understand like who I think are the greatest living watchmakers of today. And I put onto that list François Paul Journe, which I think we all agree, Denis Flageolet, and this man right here, Rexhep Rexhepi. And I will explain to you why, but first, Rexhep, how are you?
Good, thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
It's such a pleasure to be here with you. Okay, so before we get to that, I have to present you with an award. So last year you won Revolution's Watch of the Year. This is the big prize for your anti-magnetic watch, which you had created for Only Watch, right? And I have to say that this watch to me was an absolute revelation. It was, from a design perspective, one of the most stunning things I've ever seen. This kind of triple step, case and bezel, then that pattern followed by this incredible dial that had more circles inside of it. The incredible lugs that you made as a collaboration with the incredible Mr. Hagman, of course, the all-new bayonet system you did to create the Faraday cage in the back, and then the stunning movement. It is one of the most original watches I can think of, definitely the most beautiful I can think of last year, so congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm really honored. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Amazing.
That's crazy. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure, buddy.
So I have to find the right place.
Yeah, I mean, so
here,
it's a cool space. So is this the Acrivia Rexhep Rexhepi atelier now, or what space are we in?
Yeah, it's I call it like house, because at the moment this is what I love, to feeling home and to be in a comfortable zone, in a comfortable place, and I'm doing my watch is there, and we can welcome people here, so it's always good to having something that represent us.
Amazing. Okay, so I have to ask you first of all about this watch that we have right here. So this is the Rexhep Rexhepi Chronomètre Contemporain II, which has got this amazing star and flirt mechanism for the dead seconds. But this is a rose gold version with a grand feu enamel dial, but with ruby indexes. What the hell is this, bro? This is amazing.
Like a watchmaker, it's true. Like the stones, it's not something that you are excited first, and with time you realize and you want to explore, and like a watchmaker you don't doing that. For us, we don't doing that much watches, so for me it's a try, and we did a few watches like this. I enjoy, I really love to wear it, so I say, it's good just to explore. And when you do something that represent you again, why not?
I love it because every year we're discovering new dimensions of your personality. Initially we knew you from Acrivia, and I think the watch that emerged from there, the AK06, has now become, I would say, one of the modern classics, like an icon of contemporary watchmaking. Then you created the CC1 and the CC2 and gave us another, very distinct dimension of your personality, the classic dimension. But now, I had to see these dials with these gemstones on it. You like a little bit of bling, Rexhep.
Well, I don't think it's a bling, but it's true. Like, for example, the rose gold and ruby, yes, it's a little more
powerful, yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's very powerful. But it's true, like, for example, if you look at on the platinum version, you're seeing the indexes, but you don't really see that is
okay,
really
I have to say, that is probably one of the most magnificent watches I've ever seen, and I like the fact that it's very subtle, as you're saying.
It's very subtle, I think. But again, for me, when you realize that you can explore, you can make at the end something that is totally different from the original, we should not try again? And we are in a position, we are still young, so for me, I think I'm learning every day, and again, this give me another idea. By doing, you can explore some other things. Say, you can use this, and you just explore.
Rex, tell me how it works. So I know you came out with the original series, and you had the platinum with the black dial, and then you had the rose gold with this sort of like a slightly creamy écrouche dial. Mm-hmm. Then at what point did you start formulating this idea to use gemstones for the markers? Because it's not just as simple as just adding them. It's a complete redesign of the typography of the dial, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But I think, originally when we started with this line, I call it really alternative line. It's interesting because naturally you have the steps, so you have kind of form. So we put this diamond, we're thinking about indexes, but I was thinking, okay, if you shape a diamond in this place, it's just going even more better for this design, So okay, we remove a little the size, for example, if you compare with the original and this one, the size of the
The sector.
du décrochement, exactement. And again, you think that it was done for this stone, but originally not, you know. So I found just interesting to explore this.
And may I ask you, how many of these watches will you make?
So you know, we normally we used to do 12. It was quite complex to realize with the setting and the quality of the enamel, to say frankly. So eventually we're doing only 10. So
really?
yeah, we'll see.
Wow. And how will these watches be allocated to? I say this with my eyes, like looking directly into yours, trying to transmit emotion to you.
No, but, you know, it's again, again, what I say, it's a try. So for me, I even not expect that we will have this kind of demand, you know. I say, okay, I'm doing maybe, you know, 10 and that's it, you know.
Right.
But it's true, like the demand is crazy.
Oh, wow.
Really, and I'm always surprised.
I think we you know, what's amazing about what you achieved with the CC1, it's the perfect watch that really brought back this era of classical watchmaking. You brought so many things back that were missing, right? So the first thing I would say was a really, truly complex case. You know, and even in the CC1, which was before your collaboration with Hagman, you already were, in terms of the lugs, in terms of the language of the bezel, in terms of so many different things, creating a case that had a whole design language to it, where most watches at the time, especially the classic watches, were a little bit boring, honestly. Tell me about how you were able to express such a new and modern watch, even while using traditional materials and even traditional craftsman techniques like handmade cases with Mr. Hagman.
So you know, I learned in Patek, and it's true, like the classic was something that I was educated by, but I always find interesting to have more skills to doing watches, and this is why we start to learn few things, and the case making was something important. This is why I asked Mr. Hagman just for giving us some small details that make it something different, subtle, you know. In this case, again, not everybody is seeing, for example, you have a Nova bezel, you know, the opening is round, but it's a Nova bezel. And you can look at, for example, with the reflection and things like that, you can see that something strange, different. The lugs, you can think like they are long, but when you put in the wrist, it's crazy because it's fit very well, for example, on the wrist. And
you know, it's funny, like I never thought about it because I always just thought about this as a round watch. But because of the oval bezel and because of the elegance and length of the lugs, even though it's not a big watch, there's something that's very like sexy about it, right? Would you agree? It creates this kind of like dynamic like length across the watch. Yeah, exactly.
But I like because really with the reflection and everything, you see something strange. You know? You don't really understand quickly.
Why? Yes, exactly.
It's subtle. It's subtle.
And then, you know, look at the bezel like on this watch, right? Like a lot of people are using concave bezels, but this is so like extreme in terms of the radius, you know. It's
and at 3 and 9 and 12 it's different, you know. One is more high and one is more less high.
Crazy,
you know?
Because it's oval. That's nuts.
But this, imagine we're doing, for example, with conventional machine, which is really, it was difficult, you know. And I think, by the way, we bought the 5 existing machine all around in Switzerland, so to be able just to do it.
And then the incredible visual harmony of your movements. You know, our friend Wes Lang, who I know is a good friend of yours, he was describing the harmony of the CC1 in terms of the overlapping circles, almost being like a Venn diagram. And whether you're a person that consciously understands that or not, you're like you're drawn into it, you're sucked into it. You know, I know that you engineered these as watch movements, but you also engineered it almost as like artworks, right? I mean,
you know, if you look at my name, you know, Rexhep Rexhepi, it's already symmetric.
Yes,
yes. This is a big problem. I like that. You know, so no, but really, so I realized that for the eyes, you accept better the symmetry, and it's a little more complex to be able to realize this, to put it all the component in the place and to make it work. But I always find exciting about it, and when you are able one time to realize, you're trying again and again, and you're taking kind of, how I can say, habit, and you stick to this. And
that's amazing. You know, I love the fact that you're like this master of nuanced detail, and there's so much subtlety that you're bringing to these watches that like people don't think about. But you're the master, Rex.
Oh, thank you very much.
And tell me a little bit about the anti-magnetics. So will we eventually see I'm just going to keep this on for a little bit just to see how it works with my wardrobe.
No, it's
I'll
good.
give it back to you.
Go
I
well,
kind of think
go
it goes with
very
my
well.
personality. I'm a wardrobe. Subtle hint there, Rex. So, but anyway, tell me about the Anti-Magnetic Watch. It's obviously a timepiece that blew people's minds. They just went crazy for both the design and a function perspective. Will we see this become a watch that's offered to a wider array of people? When you make a series, for example.
Yeah, for the moment, I'm really focused on only watch, and I wanted to realize this first one. So now they're coming back, and we're happy to participate.
Cool.
Again. We are focused on this, but I promise you that I will keep you posted for this, and we'll be one of the first to know. But for sure, we're working. It's it's long time ago. I was interested about the anti-magnetic, and I have to say I explore many other ideas. So can be very nice to having something in the future. But the one that we're doing now for Only Watch, it's a unique one, and we keep like this.
Amazing. Thank you, brother. Always a
Thank you very
pleasure.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.